Harvey, hi. I hope that you're doing well. Finally have some time today to do your reading. Oh my god, my life has been kind of crazy. My bar job is like chaotic as hell. It's a great job, don't get me wrong, but there's just like always some bullshit going on there. Anywho, I got a kitten, so she's pretty cute. Hopefully this one doesn't randomly die like the last one did. Anyhow, we're here today to do your reading. I'm very excited to be doing this reading for you. I don't think you ever actually sent me a blurb, but I know some of the stuff that you're kind of going through, and so we'll just see what messages we find for you. Forgive the weird noises in the background. The corgi and the kitten are just being really annoying. That's fine. The cat actually has a litter box, but just pissed on the dog's bed. I don't know why she did that, but I want to say it's because I hadn't moved her litter box from my room to out here yet, and she's too small to understand that she has to go all the way back there. Fingers crossed that was the case. Anyways, I will quit rambling on and we will get started on your reading. Like I said, I hope you're doing well. I miss you. I love you very much. So yeah. I don't know why I got a kitten. I keep doing this to myself. They're so bad. I should have just got a very old, very fat cat. I'm gonna learn my lesson one of these days. Stop. Shiva, stop. She likes to eat cords a lot. My guitar cords or phone cords, any sort of cords. Alright, spiritual grateful. What messages do we have for Harvey today? I'm using two of my favorite decks blended together to make one big super deck. I'm using the Great Unknown deck by Kim Kranz, and I'm using the City Mystic deck based out of New York by a group called City Mystic. Alright, we had some cards flip up, so we will use those. Now where did they go? Here they are. Okay. I just did Sage's reading yesterday, and you're actually getting some of the same cards that they got. Okay, we'll take those messages that fell on the floor. Okay, I'm listening to good old Gregory. He's still my favorite. I found this lady recently called Jade Bird, and she does this really good live cover of a Radiohead song, and it's really good. You should check it out. Jade Bird, Black Star. It should come up if you search that. Anywho, if you're listening to any good music these days, send it my way. I have rambled for almost 4 minutes already. I just miss you, so my apologies. Also, I don't know, does Sage smoke weed anymore? Because yesterday, during Sage's entire reading, I was smoking out of this pipe, but I wasn't smoking weed. I was actually smoking this herbal blend that looks like weed, but it's not, that my gay farmer friends from Iowa sent me. But I just thought to myself, after I sent her the reading, I was like, yikes. What if I just was like triggering them the entire time? Oops. Anywho, let's get going here. So, first and foremost for you here, I have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So this just talks to me about, excuse me. This talks to me about kind of like blockages when it comes to your ability to act, your ability to, because the swords are all about action. The swords are all about, motion forward, movement forward. And so when I see the Queen of Swords in reverse, it feels like there were some big decisions you were trying to make or some big things that needed done for you that you were not able to get done. There were blocks happening, things kind of getting in your way, different obstacles coming up as far as your ability to take action goes, and you sort of felt like your hands were tied. And so I see it starting out with a lot of that energy, like sort of lately as you've been trying to make decisions and kind of trying to make moves and get things done and move forward with things, it's felt like there's been just kind of like a lot of blocks. It's sort of what I'm seeing. Or just kind of some walls and barriers kind of being put in your place that you're like, what the fuck, why is this so complicated? It doesn't feel like it should be this complicated, but then it kind of is. So sorry about that. Let's see kind of what we have. It looks like that could be kind of in regards to money. I have the Eight of Pentacles up right here for you next. So it could be that the blocks were kind of related to money, or more so that you are kind of taking on new financial opportunities. So in the midst of all these things, the action that you're trying to take or the blocks that are coming up, it looks like financially things are going well for you, or there are sort of new opportunities being presented to you financially. Certain things like that. So it could kind of just be like new opportunities as far as finances go, or you kind of looking at your finances in a new way and realizing, you know, I could do this, I could move some of this around and do some more things like this in order to kind of be more abundant in this financial way. So that's great. That's good. I love that for you. Next I have the Ace of Wands. So this is kind of talking about a new beginning as far as your thoughts and your logical mind goes. So it could be that you are just working really hard. Excuse me, I'm going to smoke this stupid vape. Tastes like mangoes. Mangoes. Anyways, I'm trying to quit smoking cigs, so we'll see how it goes. That's why I've been smoking weird herbal shit and vaping, whatever. Okay, so Ace of Wands here. Like I said, I got distracted there. It feels as if the energy I'm kind of getting is that you are culminating these new ways of thinking about things. You're sort of like really recognizing and really realizing that our frame of mind or the way we think about things has a really, really big impact on, you know, just our overall outlook and sort of even the overall premise of what we go through in real time. So it just feels as if you've really been taking the time to try and think about things in a more positive way, try and think about things in different ways, try and like rearrange a little bit of, you know, your internal process as far as the way you think about things goes. I'm wearing your hat. Just so that you can find a new way to look at things. Sort of this mindset of like, okay, if I can't change a circumstance, or if Queen of Swords, there are blockages where I'm trying to act, or blockages coming up where I'm trying to make movement forward, I have to start kind of thinking about things differently. I have to sort of change the way I'm thinking about things if I can't change the circumstances, is kind of what I'm gathering. Next, after that, kind of shadowing the Ace of Wands, and this is a new beginning. The Ace is definitely like I'm just starting to kind of realize, and just starting to sort of culminate new thoughts about certain situations, so that I can change those things for myself. You know, and that process starts up here with me. So shadowing that, I have the Strength card, which is kind of just as it seems, your resilience, you know, your ability to adjust to situations, your ability to keep your head up even when it feels like the world and life is just kicking you in the fucking face. It feels like you definitely still have that courage, still have that strength, still have that drive to keep moving forward, you know, even when it feels like you might be being shit on frequently, which I hope is not the case for you right now, but I know how life is. I know that the struggles are abundant. But just kind of focus definitely on that that inner strength and that kind of trying to think about things in a more positive way, or realizing that, you know, the world is your oyster. There's so much out there for you that you could do, despite these blocks. Like, there are a lot of opportunities to make money and to question our logic and to start thinking about things in different ways and sort of, getting the wheels turning in that sense. Next, I have the Knight of Cups, which the cups, as you may or may not know, is all about emotions, all about feelings, all about, that emotional world. So the Knight of Cups here kind of looks like you've been fighting for your feelings, and maybe even just fighting to have your feelings not only validated by others, because that's part of just existing as a human. Like, of course we need our feelings to be validated at certain times, but you are also fighting for your feelings to be validated by yourself. So you're very much kind of like, I see this sort of back and forth right now, a little bit of like kind of thinking like, oh, was that sort of a rational train of emotional, how do I say, like, if you're responding to things in a big way, emotional big responses to things and emotional big reactions to things, you're sort of questioning that and saying like, okay, was that the right thing to do? Was that obviously I felt the feeling, it's valid, even if it was a little extreme. But did I react emotionally the way I wish I would have? And sort of trying to reel that in and say like, you know what? With the Knight here, it's sort of like a fight. So it's sort of like fighting against your own emotional responses, and not really like fighting in a bad way, but very much so like trying to reel it in a little, trying to say to yourself like, okay, just because I feel very strongly about something doesn't mean I have to react very strongly about something. And so I kind of see you thinking about that quite a bit, and sort of just wanting to be more in control. Let's see here. Be more in control of our emotional responses with that Strength card. And then the Knight of Cups coming right after. So it's definitely a lot of feelings, and you thinking to yourself, how can I better utilize these feelings in ways that are like helpful and useful and not hurtful to myself and to my loved ones. So I see a lot of that going on right now. Next I have the Father of Wands upright for you. So what I see with that is that you are like the ultimate daddy. So I love that I have 2 Father Cups for you in a row here. Let's talk about these. The Father of Wands is very much like new ideas culminating, and the fact that it's right underneath the Ace of Wands is very much like coming to fruition, these new ways of thinking about things that you've been utilizing, and also coming to fruition just new ideas in general about how you can make money, for example, with the Eight of Pentacles. How you can kind of be more resilient and be more kind of like flexible and more resistant and more adaptable to things, and coming up with new ideas of just like creative projects, creative pursuits, things that you're passionate about, things that you want to do that make you feel as if you have more of a purpose. Because we all kind of are looking for that sort of feeling, I guess. So I hope that's resonating a little bit. So yeah, with this Father of Wands here, I just definitely see like sort of that Ace of Wands energy of like trying to think about things in new ways. The Father of Wands energy is you definitely are, and that's definitely happening, and you're definitely becoming more of a master of your logical brain and your thought process and the way that you think about things and the way that you think about yourself, for example, the way that you think about others, for example. Definitely some big movement forward and motion forward on that. Maybe even like not taking on this idea that people are thinking negative thoughts all the time, or thinking negative thoughts about you, or even you coming to this place where you're like, I don't have to be so hard on myself all the time. And maybe, if I messed something up, or maybe if I wasn't the best in a certain situation, that's okay, and I can move on from that, is what I'm seeing with the Father of Wands and the Ace of Wands here. Also, like I said, just more creativity. I see a big draw right now for you to like maybe not feel like you have the time and energy always to create, but definitely wanting to. Definitely feeling like you need to be creating. Definitely feeling like you have this well of creative energy that needs to go somewhere. But you remember, you do have those blocks with the way that you act and with the way that you move things forward and push things forward. So right now it's just a lot of energy kind of sitting, waiting to be utilized. And then as an advice card at the very end here, I have the Father of Cups in reverse. So that just tells me that in order to kind of get these things going and to really push these things forward and get all of this creative energy out, there's going to be a lot of emotional outpour that has to come out. There's going to be a lot of having to be honest with yourself, having to be honest with others, having to allow yourself to feel all of these things that maybe you have been keeping inside, or even just like have been thinking like, I know I felt that, but I don't think I need to act on that. Kitten, stop. Stop. Sorry, the cat was like about to knock down my guitar from the wall because she was pulling on the cord so hard. What a little shit. Okay. So I really just see this Father of Cups in reverse as being some sort of big emotional outpour that needs to happen. And as it relates to the Knight of Cups here, maybe you just kind of having that internal struggle still of like, God, I'm feeling so many things. It's hard to pinpoint like exactly what it is or if it's even like the right thing, you know, quote unquote, that I should be feeling, and sort of passing these judgments about your own feelings that you shouldn't be really passing. Not saying that, you know, you're doing anything wrong. Well, we all are doing stuff wrong all the time, so you won't be offended by that, I'm sure. Just the energies I'm getting here. So yeah, I would say definitely allowing yourself to feel things and allowing yourself to let those things out. And using sort of this kind of well of creative energy to let that pour out and to sort of allow yourself to be creative and to allow yourself to feel these very deep, you know, and all-encompassing things that you know you're capable of feeling. Yeah, and just sort of not passing judgment when those things come along, or not passing judgment on yourself when you are expressing those things. So yeah, those are the first messages we got for you. And now we will get some kind of clarifying cards and some advice. We're hitting just about up to 18 minutes right now, so we've got a little bit of time left. Again, thank you so much for the support. I'm so happy that I got to do a reading for Sage, and now that I get to do a reading for you, I miss you both very much. So like I told Sage, you know you're welcome to visit here any old time. All right, with all that being said, let's see what messages we got to close this out. Spirit, truly grateful. What messages do we have for Harvey here today? Messages of advice. Final words. Oh my God, okay. So we've got quite a few here. We're gonna kind of go through them all as quickly as we can. So a lot of pentacles. I have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Pentacles upright. So this could just be kind of fluctuating a lot, kind of financial situations fluctuating a lot. Like you'll go from feeling like you have an abundant amount of money to suddenly, oh shit, it's kind of scarce right now. So I'm kind of just seeing the need for, what advice I'm kind of getting here is just sort of creating a little bit of stability financially for yourself by, you know, maybe when you do feel like you have a lot, not spending, which, I mean, easy for me to say. I'm the same exact way. So no judgments, of course. No judgment zone, just the energies I'm getting. Let's see. So essentially, yeah, I'm seeing just a lot of fluctuation in regards to Pentacles. But then I have the Empress here next. So this is very much so, you know, a strong, powerful energy of kind of being in control of your shit, or at least being in control as much as we can, because none of us are really very in control at all. But this is very much so just like allowing things to happen. Sort of this very, okay, I accept the things that happen. I accept the things that come towards me. I accept how things are. And I'm willing to work with the universe. Whatever it hands me, I'm going to work with. I'm going to do my best with. And I'm not really going to let that shake me so much. I'm standing firm in what I believe. I'm standing firm in who I know I am. And I'm not allowing others to really sway me too much at this point. Is the energy I'm getting there. Next I have Seven of Cups, as well as the Nine of Swords. Wands, sorry. Not swords. Which I also have the Eight of Wands. So 7 and 8 of Wands. Very much so kind of continuing with that theme of there's this really big progression, this really big buildup of kind of the way you're thinking about things, or a big project that you are sort of hoping to unveil or sort of really dive into that has to do with your thoughts and your thinking and your creativity. So I see a lot of that sort of culminating within you right now, a lot of that sort of circling around. And I'm seeing this having a lot to do with your emotional body, your emotional world as well. So I think kind of what I'm seeing for the advice there is to keep pressing forward with that, and that it is building. And I have the sun here at the bottom of the deck, which is what I'll really end this reading on. So that's very much so just the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. So all the darkness and stuff going on in regards to this, you know, put it to whatever it is, how it relates to you. This sort of creative project that you have culminating, this sort of big new thing that you're hoping to do, this big new way that you're kind of thinking about things, looking at things, sort of a project that it feels like you've been trying to get off the ground for a little while. Definitely keep being honest with yourself about that, being honest with others about that, allowing yourself to put your emotions into it, allowing yourself to put your own personal style and your own personal flair into it. Very important. And also just remaining positive and really just believing in the fact that any of the moves that you're trying to make, even with the blocks, you know, that started us out here at the very beginning, the blocks that sort of come up and the obstacles that sort of get in your way, those things literally cannot stop you. And when you're determined, you are so determined that I believe you can literally do anything. So those are the messages we got for you today. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. As I said, I love you very much. I hope to talk to you soon. You know, reach out anytime. And have an amazing rest of your day. I'm gonna get this video uploaded and sent to you. So once it's done processing, should be good to watch. Thanks again. Bye, Harvey.